Everybody? This is the refugetemplenabi back again, and we're going to discuss today why Tiger Woods' ex deserves nothing, and why the way he got rid of her was wise. And I would go further to say it was ingenious. Now, for me, some of you that may not know, and some of you have been listening to me for years, right? So y'all understand that I had somewhat of a predicament like this where I needed to get rid of someone. And let me just tell you, this was ingenious. This was a genius and wise way to do it because his assets are further protected than they would have been had he gone through, let's say, a longer route. And I'll explain that as we get into this. And then there is the Judge Joe Brown take on it. But there is also the unity among a bunch of B-Dub, and the B-Dub term comes from Black Ram 313. But there's a lot of unity amongst the ABW that this woman should get what this man had worked for, which she helped to do none of it. All right. She came in, got to reap the benefits of being popular because of him. So she got the attention because of him. And so even if she gave up just a little coochie or whatever, she was getting the D as Judge Joe Brown breaks it down. We'll get into that too. And so there's a lot that goes into what's going on here in this particular situation. And if you look at the mentality of the women, you will see that this is deeper than what you may think it is. Okay, so let me greet everybody real quick. Verwoorden haar dag alle ooit in de mijn was los bonje mes mi kerbawen ni konnichiwa. Ni hao ni amasa ni bonani jump over gani. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, kumustaka, kumustapokayo, and talafalava soy for. To my brother out there in Hawaii. What's going on, bro? All right, so let's start breaking this down. Okay, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters. Let's get a quick synopsis on what's going on. You got this woman, Tiger Woods, hooked up with. She got with him, been together for 6 years. She came with nothing but her clothing. Didn't need nobody. It's Tiger Mofo Woods, y'all. All right. And so 6 years later, I don't know what's been happening or how long it's been happening, but the long and short of it is Tiger Woods got tired of her. She passed her used by date or whatever, whatnot, right? And so he decides that it's time to go. He tells her to pack all her things, going to go on a very long vacation. And when they get to the airport, when she gets to the airport, she is informed that she is officially kicked out of the house. And during the time she was on her way to the airport, all the locks to his house that he bought with his money were changed. All right. So that's a brief synopsis. Now, was this right or wrong? And in my view, this was an ingenious way to do this because he was covering his assets. All right. And so a lot of the women was like this, that, and the other. But the reason why a lot of men in the United States are leaving the United States because women think that they are entitled to another man's sweat, blood, and tears, his hard work, his labor, and the income that comes from it, even though they had no hand in helping him get that. All right. You have people getting boxing belts that they took hits for, and a woman can come and get that in a court hearing? No. The justice system in the United States is completely insane. So men got to come up with seemingly insane, howbeit ingenious ways to get things done that will protect themselves. So let's get really deep into the woods of, no pun intended, of what Tiger Woods did. All right. But first, let me reiterate y'all to this, and I want to do this personally. Um, to some of my brothers out there, like Kid Jackson, Roland, uh, Elijah, and mainly the main brothers that for a minute that have been listening to me on live, that's been coming in on my live. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for donating to my channel, because I always wanted the children to see that it wasn't just me, that it was a conglomerate of brothers that were responsible for the way things were getting done for them. All right, for the things that I was able to bring into these communities. All right, there's not a lot of us brothers. Remember, more of us brothers will give to a picture on Instagram than to somebody that's trying to help children in the community. All right, and it is what our society and community has become. So, with that said, thanks to all you brothers out there. All right. Now, in the meantime, let's get the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. My Cash App and PayPal me will be in the description box. But always remember, brethren, before you give to anyone, you take care of yourself and family first, all right? And then you give out of your abundance. All right, so with that said, let us get right down into this. All right, so let's break this down a little bit, and we're going to get into the the Judge Joe Brown part of it. Okay, so Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend Erica Herman has filed a lawsuit claiming that their non-disclosure agreement is unenforceable and that it should be nullified, citing the federal Speak Out Act that protects victims of sexual harassment and assault. NBC Kaylee Harlan reports for today. A senior legal correspondent, Laura Jarrett, breaks down the complicated legal matters, and it's not complicated. Okay, and so what you see here is the goalpost moving ability of the B-Dub, of the Caucasian, of any woman living in the United States. All right. The most important thing to them, I want y'all to understand this. The most important thing to them is their ability to extort men. Period. All right. If you look at it, these women are going to court and taking men's stuff. They're taking things that men have earned, got hit for, got knocked out for, bled for. These women, simply because they laid in a bed and enjoyed, understand this, enjoyed the act of coming together as much as the man did, because the legal system deemed their coochie as somewhat more valuable than the D that they get, even though the adult toy industry caters more to women than men. Let that sink in. All right. Then you know that there is a problem bigger than that. And so a lot of information that I got about this came off of a show. I saw Judge Joe Brown in the picture, and there was this woman named Dana running it. And she was so just devastatingly disrespectful to this man, which shows you, again, you give these females a platform, and just because they have someone on it, understand this, all right, on their platform, It gives them the right to not let that person speak. And when you got somebody that's a sage like Judge Joe Brown speaking on a legal matters, there's no damn way your feelings outweigh this man's legal mastery of the system. All right. But on her show, she kept telling you, shut up or be quiet. You won't let me speak. And she was the main one interrupting. I hope she goes back and look at it. All right. I am sick and tired of these B-dubs blatantly disrespecting the work that men have put in. But as Judge Joe Brown was breaking down, that this act that this woman is trying to claim harm in, well, the problem with this act is this, that she did say that at no time did Tiger Woods do any of these things that would allow this act to go through. But again, the women in the United States can always find a lawyer that will look for a way to not only bend the law, bend the idea of the law, and bend the purpose of the law. All right. The purpose of this law was to protect women who were in relationships where it was abusive to the women. And so women who are not abused are going to take advantage of it. Why? Because they're greedy and want another man's work and hard-earned money and feel that they are entitled to it simply because they laid down and enjoyed the bound chicka wow wow as much as the man did. That's what Tiger Woods is known for. All right. And so based on what I've learned from Judge Joe Brown, as he was constantly being shut up by this woman, is that this when I see that he's going to do some commentary and I see that it's her thing, I stay on it only for Judge Joe Brown. But I'm gonna just say this, but it pisses me off that it's her because she blatantly disrespects this man on a regular basis, especially given all that he's done. So with this said, this is extortion of the wealth and the work that men built up at another level. But this seems to be all that the women in America is good for when we talk about relationships. And I encourage you, brothers, this is why you get the passports and it's time to jet. Okay, so this is where we're at. All right. So now let's break another thing down. All right. And why I think this is so genius. The way Tiger Woods did this thing was genius because of this. I was placed in a similar situation where I met a woman while I was in the military, and I was stationed in Georgia, but she was in Tennessee. So I met her. We, got together good. And as I was being stationed in Texas, we were just close that she decided, and we decided, oh, we're going to move in together. I specifically asked that her nephew come with because the nephew's mom did not even live in Tennessee. The nephew's mom lived in Dallas. She went to do her own thing and left him with her. And he was heavily involved in the gangs. So I said, since we this close, I said, she's going to bring her daughter. I said, bring him too. All right, because he wouldn't have had nothing. So he comes and everybody's staying with me. I'm paying for everything. I paid all their way in school, their lunches, this, that, and the other, right? She paid absolutely nothing, all right, for her daughter, her nephew, this, that, and the other. Her job was to take care of the insurance on her house. All right, now, she got to the point where she felt comfortable that she thought I should pay for her house insurance. I said, F that, all right? And it started an argument whereby I said, you got to go, all right? Because At this point, when she was making these demands, I didn't see no worth in the relationship, especially since I was doing everything anyway. Now, in order to get her out of the house, because she did bring some furniture, all right. No, she didn't bring much because the bunk beds were mine. But she did bring some furniture for her daughter. She brought her daughter's bed. I had extra beds and extra bedrooms, all right? And so she did that. And so I had to evict her, all right, which took 30 days. And I told her, you're going to get out. Now, I asked my brother to come down to watch my back. And the thing that was the final straw is she locked the children out from, and this was when they was in the fourth and fifth grade. Yeah, fourth and fifth grade. She locked them out when they was coming back from school. She wasn't there even to receive the children, and the children had to walk down to the office, right? So we were in a house, but the house was on a place where there was an office they can go to. So I get a call from out of class, and this was when I was in cytology class in the military. Cytology, the people that look at pap smears, look for cancers and stuff like that. Cell microbiology. All right. But anyway, and so I had to deal with that, and my only choice was to evict her because she had stuff there, and she wasn't going to go. Now, this is why I think what Tiger Woods did was ingenious, right? When she knew she was leaving, her and another dude, under the nose of my brother, who really didn't care about me anyway. Not that brother. I got a brother that would have watched my back, but he was working. This brother, he was busy getting drunk, getting busy in the house behind the couch. And so what happened was she was stealing all my electronics, all of our stuff. She went down to stealing the girls' clothes, stole their sheets and blankets and everything. By the time she moved out, because of the eviction, so I had to go get an eviction thing, had a sheriff serve it to the house. All right, she had 30 days from that day, and she cleaned me out. And this is why I say that this is ingenious. And with any woman that will see it any other way, I call foul, I call cap, and I'll call F that. Right? This was ingenious. Why? Because if things got so bad, he had to tell her to go in this way, then he understood that things he worked for was at risk. And when these women got you like this, they don't give a damn. All right? And when you want to do what you want to do and they believe in monogamy and they own you, then you got to get rid of them when you want something new. All right? So this is what I really kind of think happened too. What I think happened also is that the wall is greatly upon this woman. And at the end of the day, brothers and men are like, I'm not staying with a girlfriend who brought nothing, whose beauty has expired. All right, and clearly her beauty has expired, so she must go so that to make room for the newer model. And why must she go? Because women don't believe in polygyny unless they're the ones doing it. All right, polygamy, unless they're the ones doing polygyny, right? And so you got to get rid of them. And if you're going to get rid of them, you might as well protect your assets, right? She's getting older, and as she get older, nobody wants to put up with a disgruntled, entitled woman. And so best to get rid of her in this way and then deal with it through the courts. All right? At the end of the day, she won't get to destroy anything that he has left. And with that agreement that they signed, all right, he good. With that said, I'm out.